Hey guys, and welcome to my week 9 and 10 pregnancy updates. Today I am 11 weeks and 3 days. I know I've been a slacker, but I haven't been feeling all that great lately, so please excuse me for being a little late with my videos. Week 10, there wasn't really anything new going on, so most of my update is week 9. I had a lot going on in week 9. Week 9 was by far the worst week in my pregnancy so far. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. If you guys watched my last video, I talked a little bit about the Zoloft. I take Zoloft for anxiety. And my doctor, my OB, wanted me to start weaning off of it. Zoloft is safe in pregnancy, but once you get to the 3rd trimester and close to delivery time, the baby can become addicted to Zoloft or suffer withdrawal symptoms. So she wanted me to start weaning now. So I said, fine. Since I've gotten pregnant, my anxiety just kind of went away, which is great for me. So I said, okay, I'm just going to ditch it completely. And that's when the terrible symptoms started. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you some of those symptoms and explain why those were so terrible in week 9. So the irritability was through the roof in week 9. Anything and everything was just pissing me off. I couldn't handle anything emotionally. Like, it was just so bad for me. I had extreme fatigue. All I wanted to do was lay down. I couldn't get any cleaning done. I barely wanted to cook. I literally had to force myself to do the necessities of everyday life. Like, I felt so tired. I could not get through the day without taking at least a 2 or 3 hour nap. And then by the time bedtime was coming around, I was still tired and ready for bed. The nausea and the sickness was the worst by far in week 9. Almost every morning I would wake up with nausea. Most mornings I did end up throwing up. I just had acid those days. Actually only threw up one time where I actually had stuff in my stomach, and that was in week 10. But most of the time it was just acid, but the nausea was in full effect in week 9. And that brings me back to Zoloft and me completely stopping. I didn't realize that if you just abruptly stop taking this type of medication, you will have withdrawal symptoms. I was so stupid into not doing some research about it, but the extreme irritability, the super nausea and sickness, and the extreme fatigue all had something to do with me completely stopping Zoloft. I was going through withdrawal symptoms. I didn't understand why I was so freaking sick. I mean, of course, yeah, pregnancy, you're sick, but there's no way you can feel so bad, right? Well, I started doing some research, and it came about that I was having withdrawal symptoms from Zoloft. Okay, so my car alarm was going off. I had to go take care of that. Hopefully I can continue on with what I was saying. I think I was talking about the withdrawal symptoms, but yeah, even now today at 11 weeks and 3 days, if I do take Zoloft at night, I'm trying to wean myself off completely, but I want to do that in a slow process so that I won't get super sick like I was in week 9. So I take it every other day, and I've been slowly going down the dose. I only take half of a dose of what I usually take, so I'm down to 25 milligrams. I took that last night, and guess what? I woke up this morning and I had to throw up. So I don't know. Zoloft is supposedly safe during pregnancy, but for some reason it makes me sick in the morning if I take it. Now, I will try to go 2 days without taking it and see what happens, see how my emotional state is happening or going on, and we'll just go from there. It's going to be a learning process. I will talk to my OB about it with my next appointment. My appointment is on August 6th, which is on a Monday. I will tell her about it, and we will try to come up with a solution then. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the rest of my symptoms for weeks 9 and 10. Okay, so at night, I realized I was having Braxton Hicks contractions. I had tons of them with both of the boys, so I'm very aware of what they feel like. I haven't had them since week 9. I was probably dehydrated, and that was the reason why I was having those contractions. So after I started realizing that I was having the Braxton Hicks contractions at night, I started hydrating myself more, and then they completely went away. Super hungry in week 9, hungry but sick. So it was like a love-hate relationship. Like, I would be scared to eat because I didn't want to get sick, but I was super hungry. So most days in the morning, I would eat like something light, like an egg. Basically, in week 9, all I ate was eggs. There was a few occasions where I would take the little packets from the ramen noodle packets and just eat the broth. Like, put the packet in water and put like a boiled egg in that broth and just eat that, because I wanted to eat something light, but I didn't want to starve. I was having this like empty feeling in my stomach. Like, my stomach would always be growling and felt empty. Like, it was so, it was almost like a hunger pang, and it was weird. Like, I usually eat. I'm a big girl. I like to eat. But in week 9, it was just, I felt hungry all the time, but I didn't want to eat. Also in week 9, I had nipple/boob pain. I had it with Caleb around the same time I started getting the fullness. It was completely gone by week 10. Week 10 was very mild for me. After I figured out the whole Zoloft making me sick in many different ways, I kind of adjusted to, you know, the dosage and whatnot, and things started definitely evening them. Started mellowing out in week 10. So I don't have many symptoms for then. I had a little bit of back pain in week 10, but it was maybe like 1 or 2 days, and then after that it was completely gone. I did have a Bumpshot for week 10, but somehow that footage got deleted, so there will be no Bumpshot for week 9, 10, but I will get one in week 11 for my next video. Things are gonna start ramping up here pretty soon because I'm getting almost to that second trimester point. I haven't really noticed too much of a change in my body other than like severe bloating in week 11. If I have anything with sugar in it or carbs, I will blow up like a balloon, and it makes me look like super pregnant. But in the morning when I first wake up, my belly is pretty much flat, not much going on there. I do have an at-home Doppler. I've been keeping track of baby's heartbeat every other day or so, every couple of days. If you guys didn't see that video, go ahead and watch that. I'll put a link somewhere around here so you guys can see that. The heartbeat has been between 168 and 175, so it's up there, it's high. Everyone's been telling me, oh, I think you're having a girl, which it's a possibility. But my boys both had high heart rates as well. Today, I had my 1-hour glucose test. I actually tried going Saturday because my husband was home. I wanted him to watch the kids while I went, and want to do it before my next appointment, which is this Monday coming up. But they didn't have my order for some reason, so I ended up going today, which I'll re-talk about in my 11-week update. I had gestational diabetes with both of my boys, So my doctor wanted me to go ahead and just get it over with. If I happen to pass it, which I highly doubt that I'm going to pass it, but if I happen to pass it this time, I will still have it at 28 weeks. Again, I've had so many glucose tests, is like unbelievable. Not just with this pregnancy, but like in life in general. I've had tons of glucose tests, so I am completely used to it. What else can I talk about? Oh, one thing new that I have not done is genetic testing. I was always kind of like leery about worrying myself about getting that done in pregnancy. I was young, you know, I was 23 and 25 when I was pregnant. I'm 27 now, I'm still young, but I was always thought, well, I don't really need to do genetic testing, you know. Despite what the results are, I'm still gonna love and keep this baby. But since this is my last pregnancy, I went ahead and checked off the box for genetic testing. Now, I don't know if it's strictly going to be an ultrasound, like the neurotubal ultrasound, or if it's going to be the whole like blood work situation. I'm going to ask my doctor about that, because I think you have to have it done before 16 weeks. So I'm sure she's going to schedule it pretty soon. But I'll talk to her about that on Monday and see if it is an ultrasound. It's going to be pretty cool to see how the baby has grown so much. I had my first ultrasound when I was 6 weeks and 2 days. And the baby was just a little tiny blob with a heartbeat at that point. So it'll be super exciting to see what the baby's going to look like at like a 13-week ultrasound or whatever. So I think that is it for my update for weeks 9 and 10. As always, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will definitely answer anything that I can. If you like my videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see how the rest of my pregnancy journey turns out. So I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.